Welcome once again to the National Science and Math Quiz. We are happy to bring you the last of the 1A final contest. The contest will be between St. Peter's Secondary School and TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School. The winner of today's contest will meet St. Francis Xavier at the quarterfinals. Let's now meet the contestants. We have St. Peter's Secondary School to my right, represented by
Kosi Solomon, SS3.
Owusu-Arko, SS3.
Bonyo David, SS3.
To my left, we have TI Ahmadiyya Secondary, represented by
Alhaji Nurudin, third year.
Muhammad Bebe, third year.
Shabu John, third year.
Gentlemen, you're welcome. Without wasting any more time, we'll go into round one. You have 15 seconds to give me an answer. St. Peter's, make x the subject of the formula y equals x minus 3 over x plus 2. Yes, David.
X equals minus 3 minus 2y all over y minus 1.
That is correct. Dear Ahmadiyya, x plus a over x plus b equals x plus c over x plus d. For a bonus, St. Peter's, yes, David.
X equals bc minus ad all over d plus a minus b minus c.
No, it's bc minus ad all over a plus b minus b minus c. St. Peter's, your question. An instrument used to measure relative density of liquids is called, one attempt only, Solomon.
Hydrometer.
Hydrometer is Tia Ahmadiyya. An instrument used to measure light intensity is called, one attempt, light intensity. Loading.
Photometer.
Photometer is correct. A number of organic reactions proceed by the free radical mechanism. Explain what happens in the chain initiation step. Solomon.
There is hemolytic fission of the halogen to form free radicals which attack the bond.
Okay, a free radical. Explain what happens in the chain propagation step in a free radical mechanism. Yes, John.
A radical attacks a non-radical compound, that is a compound which is having no lone pairs of electrons, and then there's successive propagation.
Propagation of what?
Of the reaction. Of radical.
2 out of 3. So a free radical generated earlier reacts with a normal reactant or intermediate molecule to give a product or another intermediate in addition to another free radical. Your question, St. Peter's Secondary. An adult who feeds solely on milk is likely to suffer from the deficiency of which mineral? One attempt only. David.
Calcium.
It's not calcium. Ahmadiyya, yes, Nurudin.
Iron.
Iron is correct. Your own question, Ahmadiyya. Is vitamin A deficiency likely to occur in sheep, or in the chicken? Explain. Only one attempt. Mahmoud.
It cannot, because they mostly feed on green grass, they contain retinol.
Is vitamin A, I said only one attempt. Yes, St. Peter.
It's likely to occur in chicken because that of the sheep is having some enzymes or some microorganisms which act on the cellulose in the grass it feeds to convert
My
it
dear,
to vitamin
please. Our question was, is vitamin A deficiency likely to occur in sheep or in the chicken? Explain. It is likely to occur in the chicken since they do not normally feed on green plants from which you can get the vitamin A. Sheep, on the other hand, feed on green plants, and so for them, vitamin A deficiency is not a problem. Find the remainder. Find the remainder when St. Peter's x cubed plus x squared plus 2x minus 1 is divided by x plus 1. David.
Minus 3.
Again?
Minus 3.
Minus 3 is Ahmadiyya, when x cubed plus 64 is divided by x plus 4. X cubed plus 64, yes, 0 is correct. St. Peter's Secondary. Distinguish between adhesion and cohesion in physics. Solomon.
Addition is the force of attraction that exists between molecules of a particular substance and molecules of another substance. But cohesion is a force of attraction that exists between the molecules of a similar substances and similar atoms.
Similar substances.
Similar atoms. Addition is the force of attraction.
Please, let me just give you the mark. Don't make it clean. It's a matter of expression. I was just trying to get him to say it better. It's not as if it was wrong. Addition refers to molecular attraction between unlike molecules, okay? So that's molecules of different materials, whereas cohesion refers to molecular attraction between like molecules, molecules of the same material. Your question, T.I. Ahmadiyya, distinguish between resistance and impedance in physics. Yes, Mami.
Resistance is the opposite to the phase of current in a direct current circuit.
Which one is that?
Resistance. False impedance is the opposite to the phase of current in an AC circuit.
That is correct. What is the function of lacteals?
They transport fatty acids from the intestines to the rest of the body tissue for storage, and glycerol.
How do they do that?
They absorb
the fat. What is the function of the amniotic fluid? What is the function of the amniotic fluid? Yes, John.
It surrounds the developing fetus and prevents shock.
Prevents shock.
And mechanical shock.
Mechanical injury.
I'll give you the mark. Mechanical shock. Mechanical injury. Okay. Your question, the final set of questions for the round. St. Peter's, your question. What is the common name for alloys of mercury? David.
Amalgam.
Again.
Amalgam.
Amalgam. T.I. Ahmadiyya. One attempt only, please. What is the name of the lightest isotope of hydrogen? The lightest isotope of hydrogen. John. Protium is correct. And that brings us to the end of round 1.
As I start my day, I know they are counting on me. I am a truck driver for the Ghana Education Trust Fund. My job is to supply books to schools across the country. Whenever I see the school kids, my mind goes back to my school days. I too had hopes and dreams that sadly never came to pass. I made a firm promise to myself that if I couldn't chase my dreams, I would make sure that others could. Seeing these happy kids simply warms my heart. It's happening every day, and I'm proud to be part of Get Fund. Get Fund, we invest in tomorrow's leaders.
At the end of the first round, here are the scores. Ahmadiyya Secondary School has 18 points. St. Peter's Secondary School has 21 points. We move into round 2. You know the rules. Ahmadiyya, your question. From the palm tree, palm oil, palm kernel oil, and palm wine can be obtained. Again, from the palm tree, palm oil, palm kernel oil, and palm wine can be obtained. Give me the precise botanical parts of the tree that yield these products. Eugene.
The light green.
Pardon me. Yes, John. For a bonus, Solomon.
The palm oil is from the husk of the palm nuts, then the palm kernel is from the nut itself, and the palm wine is from the inflorescence of the palm tree.
Botanical parts of the tree, my dear, I cannot give you the mark. Now your own question. From the coconut tree, coconut oil, coconut milk, and fiber for making doormats can be obtained. Again, from the coconut tree, coconut oil, coconut milk, and fiber for making doormats can be obtained. Give me the precise botanical parts of the tree that yield these products. Yes, Emmanuel.
The coconut oil is from the endocap. The coconut milk is from the mesocap, and the fruit that we eat is the fiber is from the epicap.
Oh, no. For a bonus, Ahmadiyya Secondary. Yes.
Coconut oil is from the but then the mesocap.
Let's talk about the palm tree first. The palm oil is obtained from the pericarp of the fruit. The palm kernel oil is obtained from the seed, and the palm wine is obtained from the tree sap. The coconut oil is obtained from the seed, the coconut milk from the seed, and the fiber from the mesocarp of the fruit. Your question, Ahmadiyya Secondary. The operation star is defined by A star B equals A squared plus B squared plus AB in arithmetic modulo 5. Ahmadiyya Secondary, evaluate 2 star 4. 3 is correct. St. Peter's, evaluate 1 star 3. Yes, Emmanuel. 3 is correct. Ahmadiyya, your question. What are the major constituents of reformed petroleum? Yes, Eugene.
Natural gas.
No. No. Yes, Mahmoud.
Beat me.
You're going round. St. Peter's, for a bonus.
Straight and short chain alkenes.
Unsaturated and branching hydrocarbons. Unsaturated and branching hydrocarbons. Now your question. Name one of the 2 reference compounds used in evaluating the octane number of a fuel. Just one of the 2 reference compounds. Solomon. Heptane is correct. Ahmadiyya, your question. A rifle is aimed directly, and I guess I should say vertically, directly, at a monkey hanging on a branch of a tree. Should the monkey drop from the tree at the instant the rifle is fired, or should it remain where it is if it is to avoid being shot? Explain. Yes, Mama.
The monkey must stay where it is because there's a probability that when he moves, he might meet the shot rifle, the bullet. He might.
Why would it meet it? 1 out of 3. Yeah, it should remain where it is if it is to avoid being shot, because when the bullet is released, its path is a parabolic path directed towards the ground, okay? So it might not go directly to the monkey. If the monkey drops, it might meet the bullet on its way down to the ground. St. Peter's. Why do helium-filled balloons rise to a certain altitude and float there instead of rising indefinitely?
This is due to the law of flotation, which says that a body continues floating in a liquid in a fluid until it has displaced an amount of air equal to its weight. So as the helium-filled balloon goes up, its density is constant, but the density of air decreases as you go up. So it gets to a point where its density is equal to that of the air, and it remains stationary. And at that point there, it will have displaced an amount of air that is insufficient to balance.
Why is your hand up, Emmanuel? What do you want to add to that? I'll give you the mic. I'm being quite lenient here. The level, it gets to the point where the upthrust just balances the weight. The upthrust is an important word that did not come up, but it's okay. T.I. Ahmadiyya. The interior angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 1:2:3:4. Find the measures of the angles in the quadrilateral. Yes, Mama. Yes.
36, 144, 72, and 108.
That is correct. The interior angles of a triangle are in the ratio 1:4:7. Find the measures of the angles in the triangle. Emmanuel.
You have 30, you have 60, 15, and 105.
That is correct. Even though untreated or raw human excreta can help to improve soil fertility, it is not normally used as a fertilizer for crops. Why do you think this is so? Nodine?
The reason is that when you add human excreta directly to the plant, organic microbes will act on it, and as a result of this decomposition, heat will be generated, and if the heat is generated, it can ensure this in the plant.
For a bonus, Solomon.
This is because human excreta contains harmful bacteria, which when introduced into the soil can cause bacterial infections in the plant.
In the plant, no. It's because of the danger of spreading intestinal diseases such as cholera, typhoid, and dysentery. Your question, St. Peter's Secondary. What is a laterite soil, and why is it mainly associated with the tropics? Yes, Emmanuel.
A laterite soil is a soil that contains oxides of iron, and it's found mainly in the tropics because the heat is able to help in the oxidation of the iron contained in the soil to form its oxides.
You have tried 2 out of 3. Yeah, it's a soil that consists mainly of the iron oxide and alumina, okay? And it is mainly associated with the tropics because it is formed when high temperatures and high humidities cause very rapid oxidation of the iron compounds in some rocks. And then heavy rains wash out many of the soluble minerals, okay? And you know that in the tropics you have high temperatures, high humidities, and high rainfall, and that is why you find laterite soils in the tropics. There's a preamble to both schools. Name 2 particles obtained from radioactive decay and indicate their penetrating ability as very penetrating, moderately penetrating, or low penetrating. Only one attempt. Name 2 particles and their penetrating ability. Only one attempt. Yes, Mahmoud.
Alpha, low penetrating, and gamma, high penetration.
That is correct. Yes, your turn, St. Peter's. 2 particles from radioactive decay and their penetrating ability. Yes, Emmanuel.
And photon.
What are their penetrating?
Beta is moderate, and protons is very penetrating.
2 out of 3. Beta is moderately penetrating and proton is also moderately penetrating, or you could even say low penetrating. Last set of questions for round 2, your question, Ahmadiyya Secondary. In order to split a log with a small axe, you need a greater impact speed than you would need with a large axe. Why? Yes, John.
This is due to the fact that pressure is equal to force times velocity. And since when you use a large axe, the force is going to be greater than the...
The reason is that to be able to split the wood, you must get a higher momentum. And the momentum is the product of mass and then velocity. So if your mass is very small, you have to get a greater velocity.
That is correct. St. Peter's, assuming the energy required to split a log is the same for a smaller axe and a larger axe, why is it more tiring to use a small axe? Yes, Solomon.
To get the same energy to split the wood, you have to increase the force of your hand on the wood so that the resultant velocity will be great, so that multiplied by the mass, and you can get the same amount of energy as compared to the greater.
Which energy are we talking about here?
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. Viewers, that brings us to the end of round 2.
As a little girl, my dream was to become a doctor. I always wanted to help the sick. Now I'm in the dental school together with others who had similar dreams. The support from the Ghana Education Trust Fund has made things a lot better. Their support has helped provide new equipment, teaching aids, improved facilities, and our student loans. We're studying hard, and we know that we can continue to count on support from GET Funds to turn our dreams into reality.
At the end of the second round, TI Ahmadiyya Secondary School has 31 points. St. Peter's Secondary School has 40 points. We'll move on to round 3, the problem of the day. Both schools are posed with the same problem to be attempted in 3 minutes. Contestants, please turn over your sheets. I'll read the problem of the day. A man buys an object which is marked as pure 24-karat gold. On getting home, he suspends it on a scale and finds its weight to be 15.68 newtons. He then weighs the object again when it is completely immersed in water and finds that the scale reads 14.70 newtons. Show whether the object is pure gold or not. Density of water is 1.0 times 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cubed. Density of gold is 19.3 times 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cubed, and acceleration due to gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. That, viewers, is the problem of the day.
The future lies in the hands of our children. Children today, leaders tomorrow. And education holds the key. Without the proper learning environment, these children may never reach their full potential. And it should not be that way. That is where the Ghana Education Trust Fund steps in, so that these children can have access to basic facilities and enjoy the learning experience. Gradually, one by one, we are removing the barriers in the way of quality basic education. We will continue, so they too can continue. Get Fund. We invest in tomorrow's leaders.
Thanks for staying with us, viewers. It is now time for the contestants to present their solutions. Thank you, contestants, for your solutions. I'll now go through what I have. We said that the buoyant force FB equals weight in air minus weight in water, and that equals 15.68 Newton minus 14.70 Newton, and that should be equal to 0.98 Newton. But FB, that's the buoyant force F subscript B, equals rho W VWG, where rho subscript W is density of water, V subscript W is volume of water displaced, which is the same as volume of the object, and G is acceleration due to gravity. And therefore, VW should be FV over rho WG, which is 0.98 divided by 1.0 times 10 to the power 3 times 9.8. And that is 1.00 times 10 to the power minus 4 meter cubed. Now, density of the object, rho, is mass of the object over volume of the object, which is weight of the object in air divided by G, all over volume of the object. So that is 15.68 over 9.8 times 1.00 times 10 to the power minus 4. And that should give us 1.6 times 10 to the power 4, or 16 times 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cubed. Since this density is different from the density of gold, which was giving us 19.3 times 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cubed, we say that the object is not pure gold. That's what we were expecting. Now let's look at the solution from St. Peter's Secondary. Viewers, if you are physics inclined or if you are into physics, you'll notice that our contestants from St. Peter's used a completely different approach to the same problem. We decided to calculate density of the object and compare it with the density of pure gold given. They decided to calculate relative density of the object and compare it to the relative density of the pure gold given. And so they went through that quite well, and said that if relative density are equal, then it's pure gold. If they are not equal, then they are not pure gold. But relative density of the object, which is 16.68 divided by 0.98, is not 16.7. It is exactly 16. Okay? So they get 8 out of 10. Now let's look at the solution from T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary. T.I. Ahmadiyya, it looks like when they started, they were not sure which way they were going. But then after dilly-dallying for a while, they came down to calculate the relative density of the gold and found that to be 19.3. And I think they were going on to calculate relative density of the object. As you can see there, they have the 15.68 divided by 0.98. But the answer to that did not come, and we did not get their argument as to whether it's going to be pure gold or not. And I'm just trying to think for them here that they were on the right track. So I give them 4 out of 10. We'll move on to round 4. You know the rules. Your question, St. Peter's Secondary. Find the equation of the circle with A 21 and B minus 21 as ends of a diameter.
X squared plus y minus 1 whole squared equals 4.
Equals 4. Ahmadiyya Secondary, your question. Find the equation of the circle with A 24 and B 2 minus 4 as ends of a diameter. Yes, Nuruddin.
X squared minus 4x plus 4 plus y squared minus 8y.
Yes, John.
S squared plus y squared minus 4x minus 8y minus 15 equals 0.
I will take that. Yes, for a bonus.
X minus 2 all squared plus y squared is equal to 16.
That is correct. That is correct, and if you should expand that, you should get x squared plus y squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 16. Your question, St. Peter's Secondary. A vibrating system has a period of 0.2 seconds. What is the frequency of the system? Yes, Emmanuel.
5 Hz.
5 Hz. Ahmadiyya Secondary. A vibrating system has a frequency of 40 Hz. What is the period of the system?
0.025 seconds.
Again,
0.025 seconds.
that is correct. Give me 3 reasons why whales, which live in water, are not regarded as fish. Yes, Solomon.
This is because whales have mammary glands. Then they have reduced hairs on their body, and they have heterodont dentition. Whales have mammary glands. They have reduced hairs on their body, and their body is divided into 2 internally by diaphragm.
1 out of 3. You have to make sure you mention structures that are not found in any other type of fish. They have lungs instead of gills, they have mammary glands, they bring forth their young alive instead of laying eggs, and they are warm-blooded. Ahmadiyya Secondary, give me 3 reasons why the bat, which flies, is not regarded as a bird. Yes, John?
It's the antenna. That's the yes, and then it also have mammary glands, and they also give birth to their young ones alive.
2 out of 3. They bring forth their young ones alive. They have mammary glands, they have hair, and they have teeth. Your question, St. Peter's. Calculate the gas constant R that will be applicable on top of a mountain where atmospheric pressure is 81.9 kilopascals. Assume the molar volume of a gas is 22.4 decimeter cubed on top of the mountain. Give the units of R calculated. Yes, Solomon.
7.4.
It is not correct. Emmanuel.
H 1.9 times 22.4 divided by 273, and the unit is.
You've been bailed out. I'll give you 2 out of 3. That was quite an arithmetic, wasn't it? It gives you 6.72 kilopascals decimeter cubed per mole per Kelvin, or 6.72 joule per mole per Kelvin. Ahmadiyya Secondary. The maximum volume of an inflatable balloon is 112.0 decimeter cubed at STP. What mass of air at STP must be pumped into this balloon in order that it expands to its maximum volume? Assume average molar mass of air to be 28.8. Molar volume of a gas is 22.4 decimeter cubed. Pardon me?
5.6 grams.
It is not correct. Yes,
6
ma'am.
times 28 over 11.2 grams.
I'll not take that. For a bonus, St. Peter's. Yes, Solomon.
144 grams.
That is correct. Your question, St. Peter's. Find the coordinates of the stationary points on the curve y equals x plus 2 into x minus 1 all squared. Emmanuel.
You have plus or minus 1.
Yes, Mahmoud.
1 0.
For a bonus, there's not much I can do. We have 2 stationary points, 1 0 and minus 1 4. Your own question. Find the coordinates of the stationary points on the curve y equals x cubed minus 3x squared plus 6. Yes, John.
0, 6, and 2, 2.
That is correct. Your question, St. Peter's. A 2-meter length of a certain material increases in length by 0.9 millimeters when heated from 20 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. What is the coefficient of thermal expansion of this material? David.
1.5 times 10 to the power minus 5 per Kelvin.
Per degrees Celsius. I'll give you the mark. 1 meter of a certain material with coefficient of expansion 4.5 times 10 to the power minus 5 per degree Celsius is cooled from 80 degrees Celsius until its length has decreased by 0.9 millimeters. What is the final temperature? 60 degrees Celsius. St. Peter's. What constitutes a blood clot? Yes, Solomon.
A network of fibrin over a ruptured vessel.
What do you have in the ruptured vessel?
Fibrin, a network of fibrin, insoluble fibrin.
1 out of 3. It is a network of fibrin fibers in which are trapped blood cells and plasma. Ahmadiyya Secondary. What is passive immunity? What is passive immunity? Mahmoud.
For example, passive immunity comes about when blood serum containing antibodies are introduced directly to the body system.
By what means? For example?
Example, when you are giving...
Say 2 out of 3. It is the immunity a person acquires through the injection of serum already containing antibodies to particular antigen. The last set of questions for this round, St. Peter's. Calculate the mass of aluminium that will be discharged if a charge of 965 coulombs is passed through a voltmeter containing molten alumina. Atomic mass for aluminium is 27. 1 Faraday is equivalent to 96,500 coulombs.
0.027 grams.
It is not correct. You have 965 coulombs being passed through the voltmeter. Yes, Emmanuel.
0.9 grams.
It is not 0.9. Yes, David.
9 grams.
Yes, John.
0.27 grams.
0.09 grams. Ahmadiyya Secondary, the final one to you in this round. Calculate the volume of oxygen liberated at NTP if a charge of 4,825 coulombs is passed through a voltmeter containing molten alumina. 1 Faraday is equivalent to 96,500 coulombs, and molar volume of a gas at NTP is 22.4 decimeter cubed. Mahmoud?
11.2 dm3.
It is not correct.
4.8 dm3.
You have one last chance. You've had your 3 chances. For a bonus, David.
4.8.
It is 0.28 decimeter cubed. Decimeter cubed. Viewers, that brings us to the end of round 4.
The future lies in the hands of our children. Children today, leaders tomorrow. And education holds the key. Without the proper learning environment, these children may never reach their full potential. And it should not be that way. That is where the Ghana Education Trust Fund steps in, so that these children can have access to basic facilities and enjoy the learning experience. Gradually, one by one, we are removing the barriers in the way of quality basic education. We will continue, so they too can continue. Get Fund. We invest in tomorrow's leaders.
At the end of the 4th round, T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School has 48 points, St. Peter's Secondary School has 63 points. And now to the final round of the contest. You know the rules. We'll move straight into the first part of round 5. Your statement, T.I. Ahmadiyya, a cuboid is a cube. Nuruddin?
True.
No, it is false. A cube is a cuboid, but a cuboid is not a cube. St. Peter's Secondary. Although sodium trioxocarbonate 4 is not decomposed by heating, sodium hydrogen trioxocarbonate decomposes readily. Solomon? Correct.
False.
Correct. St. Peter's. The gravitational attraction of the Earth for other bodies extends to the limits of the universe.
True.
Correct, that's true. Whereas sodium trioxocarbonate 4 is soluble in water, The magnesium analog is not. Nuruddin?
False.
I'm sorry, Nuruddin, that is true. A square is a rhombus. Emmanuel?
True.
Correct. Ahmadiyya Secondary. Any change in a system produced by an electromagnetic field will always react in such a way as to oppose the original electromagnetic effect. John?
True.
Correct. St. Peter's Secondary. Oxons can be found in both plants and animals. Solomon? Correct. A real number is either positive or negative. Yes, Mahmoud.
True.
False. 0 is neither positive or negative, but it is a real number. St. Peter's Secondary. Aluminium is the most abundant element in the Earth's crust. Yes, Solomon. That is correct. Amylases can be found in both plants and animals.
True.
That is correct. St. Peter's. No electric field lines can exist within a system of charges that is electrically neutral. Emmanuel?
It's true.
It's false. Ahmadiyya Secondary. The heat and light of the sun are due to the reaction of helium atoms. Yes, George. I'm sorry, it is false. St. Peter's. In arithmetic modulo 6, 2 times 3 is 0. Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
It's true.
Correct. Ahmadiyya Secondary. Ahmadiyya Secondary, the wavelength of sound in air is independent of the velocity of the source of the sound. Mahmoud, false. Correct. And the final statement to you, St. Peter's, all arteries carry blood away from the heart. All arteries carry blood away from the heart. Solomon. I'm sorry, Solomon, it is true. And now to the second part of round 5. Remember that in this part, both teams are competing to be the first to solve a riddle. So when you ring the bell for my attention, you should be ready with your solution. Let's test your bell, St. Peter's. Let's hear your bell, Ahmadiyya Second. Remember, you gain 5 points for solving a riddle on the first clue, 4 points for solving it on the second clue, and 3 points for solving it on any other number of clues. We'll take the first riddle. I am a form of energy. My name is actually an acronym. In my high-intensity form, I have no regard for obstacles, and thus I can be very harmful. I am used in many modern devices such as CD players, scanning equipment, and certain medical equipment. I consist of Nuruddin.
Lisa.
Lisa is correct. I am an alkanone, but not a typical one. Being an alpha hydroxy ketone, I can reduce silver ions to metallic silver just like alkanals. Thus, you can say that I belong to a class of saccharides referred to as reducing sugars. At most times, I am with my fraternal twin. Together, we constitute an important food item. My name suggests that I am closely associated with fruits. Who am I? Yes, Solomon.
Fructose.
And fructose is correct. We'll take the third riddle. I am a polygon. To be precise, I am a quadrilateral. I have a center of symmetry. There is nothing regular about me, even though my angles are congruent. I have two axes of symmetry. Part of me suggests some type of angle. Who am I? David.
Rectangle.
Rectangle. Now the final riddle. I am a pair of glands found in mammals. I was first described in 1563 by an anatomist called Eustachius. I have two distinct regions designated cortex and medulla. My outer Mahmoud.
The pancreas.
Let's take the rest of the clues. My outer cortex secretes a number of steroid hormones that affect mineral and carbohydrate metabolism. My inner medulla secretes two hormones that come into action during sympathetic stimulation. I am located just above the kidneys. Who am I? Solomon.
The adrenal gland.
Adrenal. That brings us to the end of round 5.
As a little girl, my dream was to become a doctor. I always wanted to help the sick. Now I'm in the dental school together with others who had similar dreams. The support from the Ghana Education Trust Fund has made things a lot better. Their support has helped provide new equipment, teaching aids, improved facilities, and our student loans. We're studying hard, and we know that we can continue to count on support from Get Funds to turn our dreams into reality.
Viewers, at the end of the contest, here are the scores. T.I. Ahmadiyya Secondary School has 55 points. St. Peter's Secondary School has 82 points. This is a very convincing win indeed. Congratulations, St. Peter's Secondary. I'll see you at the quarterfinals. I'm sorry, Ahmadiyya Secondary. It was a pleasure having you. We look forward to seeing you next year. Viewers, this is where we bring down the curtain on the 1A final series of this year's National Science and Maths Quiz. Next week, we move into the quarterfinals. The first contest will be between Bolgatanga Secondary and Opokuwari Secondary School. Don't miss it. Bye for now.